Hi, I'm John Martin. I'm the CEO of S.I.R's Institute for Tomorrow. I was your keynote speaker at National RTAP's 2023 National Conference at Myrtle Beach. You know, during that time, I had the real honor to cover what I think are the 10 key transcendent trends that are shaping the future of rural and tribal transit. We are living in an ever-changing world, and understanding these trends, I believe, gives every transit agency an advantage to shape the future that they want. So, what we've put together is a video series on the 10 trends, 10 videos, and they are built upon the work that we did a decade ago for National RTAP. We were honored to be your keynote speaker and come in 10 years ago and share 10 trends and make a whole video series out of them. It's my understanding they have been well watched, but what was a real honor for us is when RTAP came back and said, we need you to be the keynote speaker at the National RTAP 2023 conference. And so we agreed to update those trends and to do so in a way that could be valuable to every transit agency in planning for tomorrow. So we put this video series together. And the first step is to watch this overview video, because I'm going to share with you some real tips and perhaps even some rules on how to be a futurist and think strategically about your future. And then there are 10 videos to follow, and they're 5 to 10 minutes long, but they're on each one of these 10 trends. And they come with an accompanying worksheet, a master worksheet that you can use as you go through and watch each video. And I would say as you and your team go through, because this should be a team sport, you really should think about understanding these trends from the context of your agency and your long-range plan. And then from there, we're hoping that you do pull your long-range plan off the shelf and update it with what you're going to learn from this video series, and then keep your plan on your desk as a roadmap to tomorrow. So let me get into those 5 rules quickly. The first one is you've got to explore the future in thinking about being a better planner. You don't have to worry about being a futurist. Think about the way planners see the future. We have a current state, and what we want to do is get to a future state. And so there are possible outcomes that we have to consider. And so you're trying to figure out that direction on where are we headed as a transit agency. What do we want to make possible? And so brainstorm, think about what is out there for you. What would define the ideal transit agency of tomorrow? And write that down as inspiration and put those on a map like this. And so think about then, what's it going to take to get us from our current state to our future state, to those future possible outcomes. Rule number 2 is exploring the future is about seeing general direction. A general direction, not some prediction that something's going to happen in the year 2047. And so think about it as a clock. You really want to do a future forward planning work in terms of seeing what's going to happen between 12 and 2. How do we get there? Not specifically, we want to get to 12:30 or we want to get to 6:30, but just think about that broad direction. So make it a little easier than actually trying to come up with a prediction. Rule number 3 is explore the future in terms of connecting dots. And this is kind of a fun part, because where you get the information you need to think about tomorrow is from all these different sources. Connecting dots are the forces of change. And the forces of change come from demographic factors, societal and cultural factors, tech shifts, and wildcards. And what do I mean by wildcards? The social justice movement and COVID. I mean, boy, did they just seem to pop up on us, but it impacted all of us. And so understanding that you can't plan for everything, but you got to keep your mind open for anything. The other thing is, what helps us really in understanding some of the demographic and societal and cultural trends and even tech shifts is a generational lens, because younger generations have different expectations and different needs and different points of view than older generations. So all of this are sources for you as you think about tomorrow. And rule number 4 is exploring the future requires an open mindset. And I tell you, it's about rethinking and reimagining. We all have our biases and sometimes even have our blinders. And so we've got to come into this with an open mindset and to start thinking like a scientist, like thinking about those possible outcomes. What's going to define the ideal transit agency of tomorrow? Well, thinking about what you write down in that context and rethinking some of the steps that we have to take to get there. So the last one is really the fun one, which is rule number 5, exploring the future as a team sport with team benefits. Again, I'm really encouraging you to work together with your senior team and these materials, this opening video and the 10 videos on each trend. But I want you to realize in doing this, it's going to deliver an amazing benefit of helping you outline where you want to go and how to get there. But it's also going to have some immediate health benefits to your agency and to your teammates. We really are fascinated with people that study the future. And there's a recent study that came out about the future-minded leader. And in fact, future-minded teams. Because we live in this age where change is constant, it puts a lot of stress on people. Is my organization going to be alive tomorrow? Are we going to get this influx of riders? Are we going to continue to get our funding stream? All of that causes a lot of visible and maybe less seen stress on people. And so this study looked at those people that actually have a plan and actually understand some of the forces of change actually have a calming effect that lowers their anxiety, creates greater resiliency, lowers depression, and really promotes a greater sense of productivity. And so you want everybody around you to have these attributes and to feel these kind of health benefits. So doing this work with this video series and putting together a plan of some sort based on this is actually going to be healthy. So with that, I want you to follow this recipe. Share this opening video with people that you want to have at the table. Go through each of the videos on the 10 trends. Use this overall worksheet and fill it in, because each video is going to give you a couple of questions to really answer. And then once you get some headway, look at your current strategic plan and think about how this work can update that, so you can have a great deal of certainty that these forces of change are going to be harnessed by you and your friends to make your transit agency thrive in the years ahead. Let's get started.